Hey, my friend. My name is Nikki Kaiser with Honest Health and Wellness. I am a nutrition coach, a fitness coach, and I also actively work as a paramedic. And today we're going to be talking about potentially what's going on with you if you have any of these problems, if you have issues with digestion, if you have issues with constipation, diarrhea, bloating, if you feel like you have a problem with eating a lot of foods and actually digesting them appropriately, or maybe you have brain fog and fatigue all the time, or if you potentially have any kind of skin issues like eczema and psoriasis, or if you have problems with memory, cognition, and function. And so there are so many things that happen to be tied into this particular subject that I'm talking about today, which is your gut. So the gut is such a fascinating thing to me, and it has to do with the fact that, really it's pretty recent as far as how they've been discovering how much microbiota influences our lives. So it wasn't until about 2007 when they really started to research microbiota in our gut, wondering why we have so much of it in there. And so from the time that you were born, so they originally thought that you were born in a sterile environment in your mother's womb, but now they're researching the fact that your mother actually passes some microbiota onto you. So let's talk about the definition of microbiota. So essentially that's the name for your gut bacteria. Most of it is healthy gut bacteria, and then there's a small percentage of it that is kept under wraps by the good bacteria. There's that bad bacteria like H. pylori, E. coli even, but it's such a small amount that it doesn't affect our bodies. So from the time you are born into this world, even when you come out of your mother's womb and you go through the vaginal canal, there is a bacterial coating in the vaginal canal, and it coats you basically, and it starts to set you on this path of being able to fight the bad pathogens that come at you. So when you're this little baby, you're getting bacteria, you're putting your foot in your mouth, you're chewing on a seat belt or a chair leg, and so you're actually taking on bacteria as a kid. And what they've found, why this is significant, and you might be going like, oh, that's gross, I don't want my kid eating things. Did I do that when I was a kid? Yes, we all do. But so what they're finding out is that why it's such a huge point of study now, 80% of our immune system lives in our gut. And that is why this is so incredibly important. And so when we're going through this journey, we don't end up having our fully developed immune system until about the age of 3. And it's because it's actually kind of a blessing that we end up, as children, we're like, oh, hey, what's this taste like? And you eat whatever. And so that's also why they're discovering, and I was looking the studies up on it, legitimate scholarly articles, why there are such a high percentage of cesarean section babies that have eczema, skin issues, they have allergies. Oh, and that's the other thing. If you have seasonal allergies, it's tied into your gut. But all these allergies or autoimmune issues are because they didn't come through the vaginal canal, where you get that burst of bacteria and you're exposed to things. You have these protective, little bacterial allies that are fighting for you. So you get that fully developed immune system at the age of 3. And so as we eat things, this is where we're forming our own immune system. So if we decide to, eat something that's healthy and supplies nutrition to our gut flora or gut microbiome, we're either going to eat healthy things that feed the good bacteria, or if we eat processed foods with added sugars, that literally chokes out our good bacteria. So when we eat unclean foods, when we eat processed foods, when we eat sugar, it is literally what it does is it disables a protein within our good bacteria, enabling them to grow and to flourish. We end up killing them out, and it's feeding the bad bacteria. And there are actual studies on how sugar feeds tumors and cancer. It's feeding what we don't want it to feed. And so it goes back to those basics of, clean eating. And you might be going like, oh my gosh, I've done so much damage to my body and I eat sugar treats all the time. But here's the thing. Here's what you can do. This is what you can do. There's two primary ways. Because when our gut is healthy, when those good bacteria are flourishing, that's when we have a strong immune system. So maybe you also deal with, you get sick all the time, or you have, autoimmune issues. You get respiratory infections all the time. So this is where it starts. And this is what I want to get across to people, is really taking it seriously. This is the only body we have. And I know this may be cliche and we hear it all the time, but genuinely, this is the only body we have. And I feel like there's a respect that's been lost, including with myself. I'm not saying this in a self-righteous way, like, oh, shame on you. It's me too, because food is so abundant and we've got packaged foods and everything, and it's lack of education as well. You don't know what you don't know. And so I didn't start realizing how much of an influence eating certain things actually has on my gut. So when we have this healthy gut and we make the decision to start eating clean the majority of the time, this is what changes everything for us. This is what boosts our immune system. This is what helps us to have regular digestion and regular poops. This is what helps us to have energy and a clear mind. This is what helps us to be able to have that flourishing life and live in that full potential. It also boosts our metabolism. So it helps us to lose weight. There's actually inhibitory, when we feed that bad bacteria, that slows our metabolism down and causes us to, it ties into the poor digestion, right? Because we need those good gut bacteria in order to create vitamins, to metabolize our foods the way that they were meant to be metabolized. So you might be going, okay, what do I do about this? Great, thanks for the information, Nikki, but I've lived a life of bonbons and donuts. What do I do now? And here's the thing, is you can change this. There is hope, and you can completely turn around what's going on in your body. And the amazing thing also is the fact that you're going to discover how much is actually related to your gut health. And so there's two main ways to feed our good bacteria, that bacterial little army that we have within us. We feed them, or we increase their numbers, with prebiotics or probiotics. So prebiotics are foods that we eat that feed those bacteria, that make them happy and thrive and flourish, and the numbers expand. And probiotics are actually consuming live cultures. So we consume bacteria. So that would be, yogurt and stuff like that. So prebiotics, the foods that you can eat to feed, that have fiber in it, which is what your bacteria, your good bacteria, love the most. So that's going to be stuff like onions, garlic, asparagus, bananas, oats, barley. What else am I missing? Flaxseed and wheat bran. And so just look up, and you can do a Google search. I have a list in here in this article that you're able to see also, that will give you the list of foods that are good to feed that bacteria. The second is the probiotics, like I was talking about, and that is your live cultures that you're actually consuming. So there's live bacteria, and I know that sounds weird, but there's bacteria in so many foods, and that's going to be in stuff like your yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, tempeh, pickles, which is my favorite. I love pickles so much. And there's certain types of cheeses that it'll state on the label, there's live cultures in there, and having a good probiotic supplement. So this is what I use. I'll put a link in here. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that at all. I'll put a link in here. So I am a USANA I promote USANA products. It's the only company that I promote because they are pure. They don't go by food grade standards. They go by pharmaceutical grade standards, which means there are no loopholes for this company. They have exactly what they say is in them. They're one of the most trusted companies, and I think they're at like around 6,000 athletes, all kinds of athletes that take their vitamins and their supplements. Anyways, so the whole thing is because I like to be careful what you put in your body as far as the supplements. There's a lot of harm that companies do because they put stuff in there that you don't know about and they don't report because they don't have to when they go by the food grade standard. I know that's crazy, but it's true. So anyways, I will put a link in here for this probiotic. It's very inexpensive. Moving on. So those are ways, so live cultures will increase our numbers, like adding additional military, and increasing those numbers. So when we actually do that, just remember, this is where you will actually start to feel a difference. When you start weeding out these processed foods, these sugar foods, and you start to increase your good bacteria, it is going to change the way that you feel. It'll change the way that you digest things. It will change your energy levels. You will begin to notice how quickly you lose weight. And this is, weight loss is great, but the big thing that I want to shift people to thinking about is how important our immune system is, especially in these times that we're in right now. And I know there's a lot of fear about, the coronavirus and all this stuff. And so this is really important to be taking care of our bodies at this time and our immune systems. And let me tell you, my friend, this is where it starts, is with your gut and what you put into your body. So remember that 80% of our immune system lives in our gut. And by the way, we have so much, just a cool little fact here, we have so much bacteria in our bodies that it outnumbers our human cells. So we are 10% human cells, and our microbiome, all those bacteria, make up the other 90%. If they were all to get together and we could clump all of our bacteria together, the average person, their bacteria would weigh anywhere between 2 to 6 pounds. Isn't that crazy? So really, this is a time that I just want I want to encourage you to have a mindset shift. There's such a push for weight loss, which is good because weight loss, when you lose weight, you end up getting rid of a lot of chronic issues and stuff like that if you do it correctly, right? But what I want to get to this mind shift happening with you is to think about your health and make that number one priority. Because the cool thing is, so when you do that, you start implementing clean eating and getting rid of toxins and detoxing. And so the cool thing is that you start to lose weight with that. You start to look younger. You start to feel better. I mean, so many things. It's a cascade effect. If you just put your immune system and your health first as to why you're treating your body good, everything else falls into place. And so I really hope that this served you today, my friend. If you know that this could help somebody, please share this, please. I want to get the message out to people. And if you have any questions, please ask me in the comments below. I'm here. I would love to answer them. I love engaging with people. And also, don't miss out on any free workshops that I have. Sign up for my free Detox for Your Immune System workshop. You'll find the link here in this article somewhere or somewhere in the vicinity. I hope you have a great day today, my friend, and I will be talking to you soon.